Hey everyone, Elizabeth here. I am one of the stylists at Charly Goss Style. And today I'm going to take you through some of the essentials you need in your own personal styling kit, helpful for any fashion girly. The most important piece that I have in my styling kit is a portable steamer. If you have the room at home to have a larger one, great. But a portable one packs away really easily. Tuck it into a drawer, tuck it into a cupboard, pack it into a suitcase very easily. Especially when you are traveling, you know your clothes are going to get wrinkled. Sometimes if you need to get to a quick meeting and before you head out, do a quick steam of your blazer in your office. It's super important to have a portable steamer. You just want to have it lying around because you never know when you're going to need to do a quick steam. These typically have a small little cartridge for water. So realistically, you're only going to be able to steam a few pieces at most before the water runs out. Super easy to fill up. And realistically, you're only steaming a few pieces at a time anyway. I basically steam anything and everything that I hang to dry, which is the majority of my wardrobe. I will steam t-shirts, I will steam jeans, I will steam anything that has a crease or a wrinkle in it. Of course, don't get too crazy about it because you know your clothes are going to look worn in and wrinkled throughout the day. It's always nice to start the day off fresh with wrinkle-free clothing. The second piece that's so important in my arsenal is just a little stitch ripper. Tiny little guy, you can get it in a little sewing kit. You can head to your local dollar store and get it there. You can order one online. It is really helpful when you are going to be taking out stitches. For example, say you've bought a new piece like a blazer or a jacket and you do have the tags sitting on the outside of the sleeve. You must remove those. Please don't leave them on. But we also don't want to just rip it off with our hands because then you are obviously going to risk creating a hole. We don't want that. Scissors can also be a little bit difficult just because the stitch is so fine and so tight. Sometimes with the scissors, they're a little bit too thick and hard to get into that stitch. So using a stitch ripper, it's tiny, it's precise, it pops in super easily. There's no fuss. There you go, coming right off. We don't have to worry about ripping our clothes. We don't have to worry about pulling out the stitching and causing little pulls in our clothing. It comes off very easily, and then you can just pull out the extra threading that's there. Also remember, the back of your blazers or jackets will also have the venting closed up, so you can use it for that. And then lastly, and this is my favorite thing to use a stitch ripper for, is for inside of the pockets. So say you have a jacket, a blazer, a pair of trousers, and the inside of the pockets are sewn shut. You can actually open those. They are not meant to stay shut. So you just take your little stitch ripper. This is typically a really tight stitch. So scissors are not going to be very helpful in this case. So a stitch ripper is just going to pop right in there. Popped a couple of the stitches and it's opening right up. And there you go. So easy. Just don't forget to pull out those little threads after. So stitch ripper, really important part of your arsenal. Definitely get one. We can't forget about booby tape and two-sided tape. These are also really, really important and very helpful and really convenient if you're going to be wearing certain items that perhaps require no bra or need a little bit of closure so the girls don't pop out. Let's start with booby tape. Booby tape does come in different shapes. It comes in different sizes and it also comes in different shades, which is super helpful to match skin tone. You literally just cut off the piece that you need. You apply underneath and you pull it up. You can position it in different ways as well. So really depending on what the shape of the shirt or the dress is or whatever garment you're putting on your body, you can move these around and stick them down so they fit well and aren't showing with the garment that you're wearing. And two-sided tape. Exactly what it says it is. So you've got a low-cut style dress or top and you don't want to have the little girls popping out at all. You just stick it down, you put the fabric over top, and it holds it in place so you don't have to worry about any mishaps happening. This doesn't just have to be used to keep a dress in place. You can also use this as hemming tape for certain fabrics. Something like a denim, this is not going to hold for, but something that's a little bit lighter and flowier, you could actually put in to the cuff, flip it under, and hold it in place. So you can order these in a package They come with about 1 million in them. They'll last you forever. They're very inexpensive, but also very helpful when you're in a pinch. That brings me to my next item in my styling kit arsenal, and that is hemming tape. So this is a little bit stronger than the two-sided tape, but does the same thing essentially. So it kind of looks like masking tape. You pull it up, and then it's also two-sided. You just take the top portion off, and this is really helpful for hemming. Okay, so say you've got a pair of pants or skirt or a dress and you want to change the length of it without actually taking it to the tailor and altering it for good, then you can take some of this hemming tape. I've just ripped off a little piece. So these pants of mine, I have them hemmed so they fit with a heel, but I don't always want to wear a heel. Sometimes I want to wear a flat. But I don't want to take them to the tailor and get them shortened because I still do want to have the option of a heel. So in this case, you take the little piece of hemming tape and you just attach it to the inside of the pants to the length that you want them to be at. So you've got it in there. I don't know how well you can see this, but try my best. There you go. And then you take the bottom, you flip it under, and now it's holding your pants in place. I wouldn't necessarily suggest using this with a denim because it is gonna look a little funny when you've got the pant rolled under like this, because it has an obvious hemline, and this is what you wanna stick with, the original hemline of the jeans. So I definitely suggest not using tape to hem your jeans, but it works really well with a trouser or some other sort of pant where it isn't such an obvious hemline. Like I said, you can also use it with dresses and skirts. You can also use it to shorten a shirt if you want to. So super handy, also very inexpensive, and I do think it's worth keeping a roll in your styling kit. Also, a soft tape measure can be really, really convenient. I get so much use out of this. I got it from the dollar store, paid next to nothing. Quite often, it'll come in the kit with your stitch ripper. Super convenient. If you are ordering from a specific website where you do need to know your measurements to make sure the pieces fit right, then you definitely want to have something that you can fold across your body. If you're using a stiff tape measure, you're getting all those weird little angles. It's not sitting nicely. So a soft tape measure is really, really helpful and does come in handy. Say you're measuring for a bra, or you're measuring for a bathing suit, or you're measuring for a dress. Say you're measuring from a country that you don't live in and they've got different sizing. So you can obviously look at the sizing table, but this will come in very helpful when you are trying to figure out your sizing. So bottom line, this will come in very handy if you're needing to take your measurements of any kind. You can even measure your foot with it if you need to. The last piece I would recommend keeping in your styling kit is a little slip. I do like the mini slip in a nude. It absolutely reminds me of my own mother who's in her 70s and my grandmother. It seems very old-fashioned, but it actually can be very handy and very convenient, especially in the summer months. We're wearing a lot more lighter clothes. The fabrics are a lot softer, a lot lighter, can err on the side of sheer, especially when you are wearing white or lighter colors. So really easy just to pop this underneath to avoid having the cheeks exposed, unless that's what you want, in which case, go for it. And lastly, you'll want to keep all of this stuff stored together, hence your styling kit, so that you know where everything is whenever you're in a pinch. I'm sure you've got a cute little pouch lying around your house. If you don't, you can get one. And if you don't want to invest in a cute little pouch or bag, grab a freezer baggie. I know every one of you out there has one of these. Pop it in there, tuck it into a drawer, and you're good to go. Thanks for coming along with me. I hope you found this helpful. If you do have any questions about any of the items that I've discussed today, feel free to leave your comments in the section below, and like and subscribe for more styling tips. Have a great day.